Hello, hello. Hope everyone's doing good today. Um, I am still on the path to hitting master again. Played a couple games after last time, but like, unfortunately, this cool cat was like, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Okay, so like, this cool cat is where I left off. That was great. I had another win. That was great. Third place, it was barely third place. Like, I was above 25,000. It was still good. It was like -5. It was fine. The fourth place fucking blew, though. Like, man, I... So I was in second, right? I was 1,000 points away from first. I just needed to go Tanya and Omi. And then suddenly, I dealt right into last place's Mongon and ended up in last, so yay! But luckily, like, our rank is not very affected by that because the other wins. So, it's fine. It's fine! It's fine! We'll hit master again soon. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better than this. But hi, seriously, EP. Let me... Oh, no, not east. Put me in south. Here's hoping that today I can manage to get some decent luck with my hands. Okay. Starting off with some okay shapes here. Especially now that I have that. That's great. Let's drop this. I kind of don't like this double pair with the west and one pin. But I like my so tiles, like my pin tiles. These are very easy to build into multiple groups. Okay, and now I don't have that double pair. Hell yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. I do think this is probably too much efficiency though at this point because I have too many groups. But I can cut this. Now 3 9s are out, so I think... Well, I mean, really the 5-7. Well, no, the 5-7 isn't much more efficient, or isn't much less efficient, I should say, than the 7-8 that I have, because 3 9s are out. Well, okay, if I keep this, there is technically a Sanshoku chance on the table. You know what? Because of 3 9s being out, tripping over my words here, but because of 3 9s being out, like, I could cut that 8 and look at the small possibility of the Sanshoku here. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it could, and I'm willing to gamble a little. I don't want to keep this tile for too long if I... God damn it, of course I draw the last 9. Of course. My buffoonery bites me in my own ass. This is fine. I'm still hitting Tenpai soon. None of these guys know what's coming. So I should check real quick. What are their Dama rates? 8%. Not calling that. 10%. There we go. That's a 5, 6, 7. So I'll cut this. Come on, Sanshoku. I believe in my beloved Sanshoku. Alright, you were 10%. I'll look at porn in just a second. Let's see. 9%. Okay, so everyone's like a little likely. Okay, Sanshoku's dead. We're just reaching. Didn't get the right side of that group, but that's fine. I'll take a Riichi no Me. Unfortunately, 3 of the 9s... I probably should have looked at this before calling Riichi, but, like, I also went to Fatiaku otherwise. 3 of the 9 mon are out. So it's gonna be hard for players to drop that. It's always hard for players to drop middle tiles anyway, when a Riichi is out there. So it's going to be hard to actually... I don't know how likely it is that we're going to be seeing the 6 Mon. Unless maybe if this player chooses to push. I think they're the most likely to. They are conning, which tells me that they might just push. Okay, makes sense. Dama. I respect it. That's a small hand. That's fine. I'll get that blood back. I'll get all that blood back. And more. Okay. 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 Yeah, fantastic start. Let's go. Give me the tune. This hand has some ridiculously high potential. Keeping the 6 just for the small possibility of building on it. But yeah, now that I have that, let's be real, I think the 6 is gonna be... It's gonna be cut. Probably should just cut the 9 instead. There was no reason to really cut the 6, because I think that gives them a little bit more information, but only slightly. I think that's still fine. Okay, that's Senpai. So we have a nice 4 Han hand at least. 6 for a Hanemon if a red dragon comes out. Because that is both another Dora as well as, of course, the red dragon triplet itself. But if a 5-mon comes out, I'm not gonna turn my nose at it. Like, that's still a solid 4 Han. That's still almost Mongon. Or would that be Mongon here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no. That would just be almost Mongon. I don't know how likely it is that somebody drops the red dragon at this point, though. Okay, well, I think they would. But the other 2 are going to be very likely to be holding on to it. And the tournament as well could definitely have, like, a single wait for the red dragon. Though I think that's a little bit unlikely here. Yeah. I just think that when players are calling tiles, they're more likely to be going for, like, this player definitely could have been going for Toy Toy. This person could have been, if I could stop tripping over my words. This player definitely could have been going for Honitsu, the half flush. Both could very easily make use of the Dora, so why would they not keep the Dora if they pick it up? This hand is fine. It's got a lot of stuff to build around, which I like. As a pair built in, I would love a 1-pin. Just get that Dora in here. Can definitely become Pingfu. Especially now if I pick up like a 1 or a 4-pin. And then that's just another solid group that's already made. I feel like this 8 might actually be better than the 7 because, like, this can benefit from a 5, 6, or 7. Even on an A6, I still have a nice Ryokan shape. And there we go. A 9 also works as well for it. Whereas the 7 was, like, too isolated from this 3 to really work in the slightest with it. I can't... Oh, no, I guess I could call it. This is my seat win. That's fine, though. So, when I was saying that this has Pingfu potential, that was a lie. Because this is seat wind. I guess technically, it could still... no, it really can't. Like, okay. If I pick up the last 9 mon, then it could have Pinfu potential if I would be willing to drop the west, but I would not do that. Really unfortunate to pick that up immediately after dropping the 8. But so it goes. Not calling that. I believe in the Dora. Gonna try to get that or the 4-pin. That's solid. I could also call tiles and make this just Tanya Nomi, but I'd like more value than that. I really want to believe in the 1-pin. Fuck it. Here's what we do. We're taking that, we're dropping the 4-5, we're hoping to pick up the last west. So that way it can be west and hopefully 2 Dora. Because hopefully they think, oh, they've called the Dora once. Surely they won't need it again. Ah. Only one 1-pin left, though, so that's going to be rough to actually get. If the west comes out, would I want to try waiting on the last 1-pin? I think I would. I think I still would, yeah. The 8 actually hasn't been discarded, but the 5 has. I'm actually going to discard the 5 instead of the 8 here. Okay, well, wouldn't it matter? But, like, this player's dropped a 1-pin. These two have dropped a 1-pin. I think it'd be very unlikely for any of them to be holding a 1-pin, because at that point, they would have probably just rather kept that as a pair. Got the 4. I don't actually remember when I discarded this. This is what had me a little bit hesitant there. Drop the Dora to, or not the Dora, the Suji to it. Shit. I was really believing in that West Wind to come out. Hit me with the Chitoi Nomi. That's 2 Dama hands in a row. You don't usually see that in the Gold Room. Drop this. There's a small 2-3-4 Sanshoku chance here. Very small, especially now that, well, I was gonna say especially now that this looks like it might just be in my pair. And it might be if I pick up, like, something else around here to turn this into 2 sequences, because then I could cut this 3. Or that can just become a triplet. Sure, yeah, why not? So I guess we're going Tanya here. Probably cutting this. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't respect it. I feel like this 4 and 6 is too easy to build off of, at the very least. I don't like the double pair weight here. I don't like having to force myself, like, okay. If I had kept that, I probably would have ended up dropping this 7, is what I was looking at. And just kept myself maximum efficiency. But I really just think this is going to end up as Tanya. Okay, that I might respect a little bit more than the 6. Because it would be easier to build off of the 6 than off of the 4, I think. Probably? I'm too stupid for Mahjong today. I'm struggling to think on these. This is a bad sign. So it goes. We're forcing Tanya. We're just forcing Tanya. That's fine. that was kind of why I didn't want to necessarily force Tanyao, because now I can benefit from a 1 pin again. In which case, like, why would I cut these over this 7? This does look like a hand that's very reachable, though, and now that, well, okay. I was going to say that now that the 1 pin is Dora, that would be the same value as all simples. But, you know, the chance to force this into Tanya Nomi came up. Yeah, I'm good with dropping this. I think that's fine. It's half suited to 3, you already have a quad of 7s out, so you can't really use those with the 6. It's unlikely for you to be going for that. There we go. Tiny win. Tiny little baby win. I gotta get more value in these hands, though. Used 3. Not a great start. I think it's like fine. I'd really love a 5 pin in here. If I can get a 5 pin, this would be a pretty solid. I'd be very happy with it. I think I'm good just dropping the 1 pin at some point. Not right this second, but at some point very soon it's coming out. The 7-so is the Dora. So that could be going with these. There is a small pure straight chance in here. I would just need 2 pin, 5 pin, and 9 pin. So I have a couple of options with this hand. I'm really hoping that I pick up the 7-so though, because that's definitely going to be the hardest thing here to get. Still, the hand has enough groups, so like at this point I'm actually fine with the hand. It's like alright. I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna keep the Itsu-chans alive just for a tiny bit longer, but like I do think this 1 pin is, yeah, it's on the chopping block. It's, yeah, that doesn't help it much. Yeah, we just cut the 1 pin here. We keep this bulging middle shape. It's a little bit less strong because the 5 can also benefit this 3 and 4, but it's still perfectly fine. And it could end up leaving me with a solid 3-sided weight here. I don't really need that, but like it could be a pair if I decide to make this into, if I decide to turn this into like a 1, 2, 3. Okay, well that's more likely to end up as a pair. I'm gonna go ahead and say fuck that 3, and I will likely be using these as a pair. Let's see. So I would have a sequence here, 2 sequences here, so that's 4, and then this. So this hand is set up to possibly be Pinfu, if I can get lucky with my tiles. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the 5 at this point. Let's see, what are these opponents doing? I'm seeing no pin tiles across for me and hardly any over here, which is worrying. I'm assuming the Toyman might just be going Honitsu. Not calling on that. There we go. That's a 5 pin. That's solid. Here I'll cut the 9s. So we have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waiting on a 2, 5, 8, and we have this 7, 8 waiting on a 6, 9. I've already cut this 5, I'm cutting it again. Like it could have, never mind. I do think cutting it was bad. I just cut it because I've cut it before, but like I think my earlier cut was actually bad now that I think a little bit more on it. Because like if this ends up as a 3, 4, 5, then I could just cut this 7. And then I would have just been in Tempai. It would be on a double pair weight, which I don't really want, but, you know, that's still solid. Here, I think I cut this 7. Well, that 6 is worrying. Cutting the 2. Okay, so I was right that they were in Tempai. They were not waiting on the 7. But they were waiting on another pin tile close to it, so like... I think choosing not to discard there was a pretty good call on my part. Let's see, there's a small 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku chance, but it's like very small. I need to pick up a 2 or 3 around here and then I can look more at that. Hand's not bad. Hand's not bad. We got a pair here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, this goes now. Fuck the Sanshoku. I just need one more group somewhere, and then we can have this set up for Pinfu. So like a 3-so or 5-so would be great here. I could pick up a 6 or an 8 pin here. I could even pick up like a 5-mon here. Well, there's the 5-mon. Okay, so this gets cut. Now we're just looking for something around these 2 groups. This 4. Yeah, actually, yeah, no, just those. And now we're looking for anything around there. We did get that, so we can cut this. And have Tempai with Riichi Pinfu Dora. Which would actually be some decently solid points. Ippatsumo as well. Let's go! Let's go! No Ura, but that's still fine. Solid Mongon. I'm happy with it. Especially as dealer. I actually honestly forgot I was dealer, which I should not be forgetting that. We're very close to being in first now after that, which is great. I'll cut this 1 pin. Let's see. We got some... We got some alright stuff here. It's just like alright though. Nothing really is too amazing at all. I kind of want a East Wind or a White Dragon here to be able to more easily work with this. I kind of don't like this pair of 7s because I like this 5-5-5-4 shape, since that could be a sequence, a 3-4-5, and then a pair of 5s. But the problem is I then don't like this double pair weight with the 5-7. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these off winds here. But yeah, this could be all simples. Maybe if I can pick up some tiles around these or this. Okay, that's something. That's right around the door, which is nice. Right now, I'm honestly leaning toward Tanya. So I'm going to cut that 9 now. Leave everything else to build off of. I kind of wanted to leave this for safety for later, but like... Do I really want to... You know what? Here's what we do. We leave the west for safety. We cut we cut the little bit of efficiency in our Yakuhai, which is fine. We wouldn't have made use of that anyway. And I'm glad we didn't cut that 3. We are on Shanten. There we go, now we're East Shanten. I'll cut this. This actually might not be Tanyao, because I could just pick up a 1-so and then have Riichi. But now we've left ourselves with a very nice save tile to discard whenever we're in Tempai. Or just whenever, like, somebody else Riichis. Should also be watching the discards over here a little bit closer. I haven't really been doing that, which is a big shame. With open hands, you really gotta pay attention on when they start discarding from their hand and when they start discarding from their Tsumogiri tile. Okay, another Dama over here. That's game. Okay, sure. You know what? Considering how we started for most of that game, I'm pretty fine with second. It was a pretty solid second. Plus 53? That was still solid enough. Put him back in there. All right. Let me get some water. Thank you, water. You're a blessing. Hi, Melody. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. I think we can... Yeah, I think we can cut Yakuhai here. There is a chance that these 6s could stay as my pair. So I don't want to get rid of this 9 just yet. Though I do think it is absolutely the most likely to get cut. What I would love is to pick up a 7 here. And then just be able to drop these in the 9. Have Pinfu and possibly Tanya. Alright, let's see. What's everyone's Dama rates? 3%. 8%. I'll check them in just a second. Take my turn first. 7%. Okay, so much lower than the previous table. These two still, I gotta keep a little bit of an eye on. But I don't see 104 or 109 really going for Dama. Okay, that's solid. I should be able to cut this 9 next. First, I'm cutting the 8, obviously, because it's just kind of useless. Like, there was a 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku technically possible if I drew stuff around it, but, like, I got too many groups if I'm worrying about that. I don't like the Riichi, though. Ah, fuck it, we ball. 2, 3, 4, that's very solid. Yeah, we're gambling again. Okay, so I might be discarding this 5. It would suck, but it is Nakatsuchi. 2 So out here, 8 So out here, both happened after the Riichi, so it's very likely to be safe. Do I pwn that and go for the 4? I don't think I do, because there's no 1 showing. I could very easily just draw into a 1. Okay, that's fine. You can win with a 2 on hand. That's okay. That's nothing. Solid triplet of Yakuhai. Love to see that. We can possibly use this 1 pin as a pair. Anytime I see a single door in my hand, as well as a triplet of Yakuhai, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's gonna be my pair. I could just call on everything else. It won't matter. Or it can be a 1, 2, 3. Obviously, I would much rather be a pair just to get the extra one, but we'll see how it goes. 9 can go, because the 6 is just about our 9 here. This player is dropping a lot of pin tiles. I'm assuming Honitsu? They might be... Okay, never mind. Don't like that. This early? Yeah, this early, I really don't like that. I'm gonna cut this 8. It's not Genbutsu. It is right next to the 9, which was discarded early. It's on the inside, which isn't ideal, but I still didn't feel it was too dangerous. I'll cut the 6, which is Nagasuji. Actually, probably should cut the 6 first because of that. Another 6. I could cut the 7, and I think I do. Yeah. I am Ishanten. Do I cut the Dora? I don't think I do. What scares me, early Riichis like this, in my experience, have a better chance of being Chitoi. And if it's Chitoi, there's a higher chance that they're waiting on Dora. I'd rather cut the 4 pin than the 1 pin there. And now I can Riichi on 1 pin, 2 pin. I think I will just do that. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you do it. If you roam this after like 10 seconds, I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna have to destroy you this game if you fucking do that bullshit. Okay, thank you. Thank you, 104. Turn on auto run. Let's go! No Ippatsu. It was ruined because of the call, but like that's fine, because like that got me the 1 pin in the first place. That changed the order enough. And I get Ura. Let's go! Hanemon! Yeah, absolutely, we steal this cat's blood. Not an ideal start. I know a lot of people who, with this kind of hand, would be looking at, like, Honitsu, the half flush, because they only have 3 other tiles. And I guess now that I have that, I actually might be looking at it too. Fuck. Problem is you just don't have many groups. I think this was fine to cut the 6, though. Even though the 6 is good to build off of, I technically have enough groups. I can pwn these, I can chi these, I can chi these, and I can wait for a pair somewhere in here if I need. And if I just happen to pick up that pair early, then this could be Honitsu. Okay. This can be Honitsu. Possibly. Possibly. I'd still want another 1 pin, 4 pin, 5 pin, West Wind, another 6 pin, you know, anything there, would be fantastic. Hear me out. Because we might be going Honitsu, I want to throw them off the trail. Because we're mostly worried about finding our pair, I'm fine with dropping a not very useful pin tile here to try to make them think like, oh no, they're not going for Honitsu actually. Yeah, okay, I think at this point we go for it. even just a little bit of like dropping this useless 9-pin before our so tiles can do a big number for getting our opponents to second guess themselves on Honitsu. Or not even second guess, just not even consider it really. Also, there's a cheat toy chance here now. If I just pick up West 2-pin or 3-pin, then I can do that. I don't like the Riichi. This is likely to be safe because of this early 7-9. I should be worried about these opponents, though. Should be watching them a little bit more closely. It's at least Gambutsu against you. Forso's half... Well, actually, it's not Gasuchi. And you've dropped it as well, and it's not Gasuchi over here. So it's actually a fairly safe tile, just against everyone. We're gonna drop this. And then we are Ishanten. Remember when I started this hand and I said it likely won't be Honitsu? Okay, well, you know what? That's because it's not Honitsu, because I don't get to finish it. I was right, actually. Still, that's fine. We move the game forward, I stay in first, I'm happy with this. It's perfectly acceptable. Cut the 9-pin. Let's see, 9 mana's Dora, so this 8 is definitely staying around for a hot minute. The 2-pin, not ideal. I'm just gonna cut it. I'll keep the south because it might be safer against like an early Riichi in case that happens, but I wouldn't really expect it. Yeah, I think I just cut the safety here. It's not really worth thinking about too much. Okay. 5 so can go. We already have Tanya set if I can call Pullen on 2 of these. Yeah, so I cut the 6-8. Don't even worry about the 9 as Dora. This is just Tanya. Take a 5, 6, 7. Drop that. I'd like a 2-mon or 5-mon. So that way I can force the Tanya a little bit easier instead of possibly drawing a 1 to go with these. Huh. Huh. Do I like the Toy chance? I kind of don't. Well, it wouldn't be Toy because I have these. You know what? I was good with what we had anyway. I'm good with it. I'm good with just cutting it. I think that's all right. I was also thinking about maybe cutting the 3s instead. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Nice 3-sided weight. 2-mon, 5-mon, 3-so. I guess my calls might make them think I'm going Honitsu, but my discards definitely wouldn't, so I don't think that's very likely that they get too worried about that. Here's the Dora. Who wants it? Hey, Toyman? Toyman, you want it with your open hand? No? Okay. Yeah, I always like these 3-sided weights. Drop that. Something about this shape specifically is very satisfying. There we go. Tanya no mi, baby! My only goal here was just to move the game forward. I don't need points. That's fine that it's 1,000. 1,000 is plenty for me. I'll take a tiny little sippy of your blood and move forward. Pretty solid start. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the 9 here. There was technically an Itsu chance. I would just need the 6, 7, and 8. So if I drew either the 7 or the 8, then I can get that entirely out of calling. But I think everything else in my hand was just too efficient to really look at dropping. The 2 and 5 work pretty okay together. This 5 was, of course, a red 5, and it's just easy to build off of on its own. I don't necessarily need to worry about the 9 pin. The small Itsu chance. I'm East Shanten here with Riichi Pinfu. And there we go. Now I'm Tenpai with Riichi Pinfu. Surely somebody wants to drop half Suji on this 9. I will say, this call of Dora here, terrifying. That's already 4 Han. They have at least a Mangan. And they probably have more than that, I would imagine. I'd assume Hanemon. It does mean that they're going to be more likely to push, though. Which if they do that, they're going to run into some issues. Most likely. Of course, just depends on what all they have in their hand. Yeah, they're pushing hard. Yeah, there we go. Give me a little bit more of your blood. Keep it going. If I can get a Mangan off them now, that would end the game. If I can get a Hanemon off of the Kamicha, I would also do it. I'm gonna drop this 8. There is a 2, 3, 4 possibility here if I can pick up something around here. It's a small possibility because, like, I have plenty of groups. I don't need the Sanshoku. But, like, if I do... Yeah, I was gonna say if I pick that up, I honestly am thinking about maybe just cutting these. I'm a different kind of beast. I'm just gonna do it. Tanya's the worth the same value as a Chun anyway. This also has the possibility of a Sanshoku. A lot of other stuff in my hand is looking... Everything besides these 2 groups is looking pretty efficient in my hand. And it gave me another tile to safely discard against the Toyman's Riichi. Not that I was expecting them to Riichi in the first place, though. I think the 6 pin just goes because it's Genbutsu. If I really want to push this hand, this 5-7-7 is effective enough, or efficient enough, I should say. I'm gonna cut this pair of 8s. I don't trust... I don't trust the Sotiles right now just because, like, tiles tiles next to an early Riichi, I feel, are safer than tiles that are against a much later Riichi. Like, on turn 5, this flips back around, and I think that the tiles around it become much more dangerous, but early on I think it's fine. Also means I could look at cutting Dora here if I would like. I'm cutting this. Giving up the Sanshoku. Still have Tanya if I want to cut the bird. We're cutting the bird. Alright. Not on me. That's fine. and having twice as many points as second place, all of them being very, very close with each other, means that they're likely just to end up spending the next 4 rounds just like fighting amongst each other rather than trying to hit me. Now, unfortunately, because now we're in the South rounds, this triplet of East is not a Yaku for me. But it is still a triplet, which is very nice. And that 3 is also extremely nice. Very happy to pick that up. I am Ishantan. If I pick up something around this 5 or this 7, then I am very happy. Surely, though, I'm gonna draw one of them soon. Surely. I do like the 4-7 more. Because this benefits from any Mon tile except a 1-Mon. Can't call that. In fact, I should just turn off calls. Oh, well, that's also tempting. Huh. I think it's early enough I'm willing to drop this. Okay. Yeah, we Riichi this. It's just Riichi Nomi. Well, Riichi Dora, and now Ipatsu as well. But even without the Ipatsu, that was still fine. Again, my goal here is just moving the game forward, not get points. Okay. Not a bad start just because of these. Everything else in the hand I think is like fine. It's like acceptable. The pin tiles are good. The 6 is good to build off of. The 8, eh. The rest of my honors, eh. Not ideal. But, and it sucks to draw that west immediately after I discard 1. But so it goes. But just to be able to call tiles easily improves this hand drastically. Well, why did I discard the west first? I'm in the west seed. I never pay attention when I'm in the west or north seed. I will never pay attention to that ever, ever, ever. And I gotta do better at it. It's still fine though, because again, I do have this Yakumon, or this Yakuhai, not Yakumon. God, I wish it was Yakumon. I do have this Yakuhai ready in my hand. It's looking solid. Technically, this still could be Honitsu if I pick up like a 1-pin. But let's be real, I don't see that happening. I don't see myself being willing to get rid of this whole group for that. The Ryancon's great. This is definitely a Honitsu over here. So actually, I was gonna say I should definitely discard my 1-pin soon, and I think it's gotta be like right now. Because it's Gambutsu, and also now leaves me with a nice safe Southwind. I might just end up folding this hand. Problem is, I don't know that these tunes would be safe. Didn't matter though. This player is getting very low on points. They can get knocked out very quickly. Not a great start, not a bad start. It's like perfectly fine. I do also have to worry a little bit more about 104. Because now if they get a Hanemon, that would be enough to drag me down below them. A direct Hanemon, of course. Yeah, I'm really not liking these shapes here. What am I doing here? I'm just gonna cut those 3. The Ryamen is very, very efficient anyway. I think that's fine to cut the little bit of extra efficiency there to leave myself efficiency elsewhere in my hand. Like, I don't want to cut this 5 unnecessarily. I could easily pick up a 4 or a 6 and then cut like this 8, 9. But now I have to make the choice of do I want to do that? I'm gonna cut this 2 instead. Everything else in my hand is set up to be a sequence. So I'm good to leave it at that. And just leave this as my pair, instead of worrying about it as a possible sequence shape. There is also, of course, I'm looking at this, a possible 3-4-5 Sanshoku chance. It's dumb, it's not happening, let's be real here. But I can hope, I can dream. I can do anything for my beloved Sanshoku. I don't like that Riichi, like at all. Cut the 1-so because it's Genbutsu. But now I am gonna have a tough time actually discarding these. I'll drop Tsuji to the 4. But I think this is just gonna be a hand that's gonna be folding at this point. I'm still Ryan Shanten. Okay. Ooh. Damn it, the Toyman's still just barely alive. One more Tsuma from anyone knocks them out. Well, I guess it depends on, like, what they get. Right? Because... yeah, because, like, if I get White Dragon only... well, actually, no, even that would still do it, I think, because of the Honba. 300... is that right? No. They would be at 0 then. I believe. I might be dumb. I might be stupid. Also, hi Geoid! I will never not see the Sanshoku. It is always there in my mind. I used to be horrible at looking for it, and so I trained myself to look for it, and now I just can't not see it everywhere. It's always there, if you believe. I'm gonna cut the White Dragon here. This is looking like a possible Pinfu. It is looking like a very easy Tanyao. Tanyao is worth just as much as the White Dragon, so like, I don't really need these. I can drop them for efficiency. And again, you know I'm looking at it. You know I'm looking here, and here, and here. For reasons that I will not state. I'm taking that. If I can sumo Tanya Sanshoku and kill Shadow Fiend, I'll be very happy. Cut this guy. Because now I can pwn either of these and still have the Sanshoku alive. Like this. Oh, come on. You want to drop my 3 or 6 so badly. Not you. Not you, 104. You don't need to. I need Shadow Fiend to drop it. Okay, fine. I'll take it off you. I'm not gonna not call the Sanshoku, of course. Bring us into all last. Alright. Decent enough hand. I am Ishantan. If I could pick up a 3-mon, I'll be thriving here, waiting on this 5 or 8. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go. Riichi turn 2. How can people be bad at Mahjong? All you gotta do is Riichi on turn 2. Let's go! And I knocked someone below 0. Yippee! I was half worried my voice was gonna crack there while doing that. My voice has been a little bit sore today because of the cold weather. Let's see, 124, that's solid. That's solid. We're getting close. Put me back in there. At least one more. At least one more. Surely my luck with hands is going to be just as good this time as it was last time. Let's see. Hi, Netaru! Hope you're doing well. Alright. Not a bad start. I'm gonna cut Yakuhai here. Let's check everyone's Dama rates real quick. 14%. Gotta be worried about that. Just cut more Yakuhai. Almost 0% Yaku, or not Yakuhai, almost 0% Dama there. Okay, so that's like nothing to worry about there. And what about Rio? Rio is 17%. Okay, so the 2 masters I gotta worry about. That's not very surprising. Oh, Mahjong? Yo, good luck getting to Master 2. I think it was in, yeah, it was in Sanma that I had hit Master 2, like, this would have been about 1.5 years ago, and then immediately proceeded, don't deal in, please don't, you don't want that, I should have dropped Suji. But then I immediately proceeded to fall all the way back down, through Expert, through Adept, into Adept 2, from Master 2. It was such a miserable fall. But also, that's Sanma. Okay. Well, I definitely cut this. It's Suji to the 5. I have this 2-pin, which I don't really like. I mean, it's Long Suji, which, like, you can always trust Long Suji. Long Suji will never betray you. I was staring at your chat message for like 10 seconds, like, what does RY0 mean? Not even paying attention that that is exactly who I'm playing against. But yeah, sometimes that's what you gotta do if you're like losing rank. In fact, let me check here. Are they losing rank or are they... Oh, yeah. They're getting close to falling out of Master 2. Would still be Master 1, but... Understanding why they're playing in the Gold Room. This hand's looking pretty solid. Got a lot of groups. I'm gonna have to get rid of something. And by something, I really just mean, like, my 2 tiles that I would otherwise be using to build off of. Let's see. I like these calls. Because I like just, like, not paying attention to my opponents until they call Riichi. I'll call. I'll even take the 4, 5, 6 just to, like, guarantee that I use the 5 instead of possibly using the 4s as a pair. I don't want to let myself do that. I want the value. Now there is a... I was gonna say there is a chance that this hand can end up as Tanyao. And, like... It can... but, like, I don't trust it with the 7-8 and this 2-3. I'll call that. I actually shouldn't have called that 3. Because now I'm likely going to have to drop this Dora. That was just the pawn brain being activated. Surely I'll pick up a 2-mon, though. And be rewarded for that call. Oh yeah, absolutely. 7 and 8 pin would be great too. But 2-mon would be best, because, like, obviously, I would love the extra Dora. I'm manifesting here. It's my hopes and dreams to get this to other 2-mon. Really, I don't like my chances on this hand. It just doesn't feel great for some reason. Maybe it's just because, like, I don't know that the white dragon is gonna get dropped. I'm worried that somebody else has the other pair and that we're Mochi Mochi. Ah! Dang. Okay. That could have been much worse. That could have ended up as Toy Toy. Not ideal, though. We gotta kill Rio. Now, these are looking solid. I'm very happy with all these. Yeah. Give me that, thank you. I'll drop Yakuhai here. This is looking like it could definitely become Pinfu. I love a 4-mon in that case. Obviously, connect these 2 Dora. Yeah, 4-mon, 5 or 7 pin, or even a 4 or 8 would be fine. Actually, hang on. Geoid, if you're still here, You know I'm looking at the 567 Sanshoku, or the 678 Sanshoku. You know I'm looking at that possibility here. I would love to be able to call in this hand, though. I kind of wish that, like, I could pick up a Southwind or a Hatsu. That's interesting. Let me cut the 8. I don't know. This kind of shape is always weird whenever you have like another dedicated pair. It's not a bad shape, but it's just like a little awkward. There is a chance that this 3 might just be going. Five pin, okay, here we go. Again, the 567 Sanshoku is real. And now if I really wanted to, I could call tiles and force that. I'm not calling on the north, just by just saying that I could call tiles, because I'd much rather be able to call for this 3-4-5 and have these as my pair. Okay, well, I guess I don't gotta think about that. Yeah, I mean, this hand's looking pretty solid. I got a lot of good stuff to build off of here. Let's see, wasn't it Hatsu over none? Whenever it comes to terminals and honors, I often just like start checking. I have stopped paying attention to like the minor bit of efficiency difference between them, which I definitely should be paying more attention to again. But I often just don't. I'm just like, okay, this one's not 3-cut. I'll hold on to it. Anything that's not like dead, I'll hold on to, and if there are multiple that aren't, then one of them just gets cut at random. Yeah, we can hope for Suwanko. We can pray for it. Instead, what I'm looking at here, we got a 5-7. We got a 6-7. We got a 6. It's not happening. But I can dream for my Sanshoku. And I'm dreaming more for that than for the Suwanko. Yeah, I really wish that this was the actual door instead of the indicator, but that's fine. But because that's the indicator, I definitely want to hold on to the 2. Do I cut the 2 pin here? Or do I try to force... I'm gonna try to force Tanya. At least leave that as more of an option. I got plenty of groups and good stuff to build off of, so I think I'm fine just cutting this pair of 9s. Yeah. We are Rion Shantan. I love a 3-pin. Okay, well, hang on. gonna cut this. I'm gonna leave the extra group available just to not have to cut either of these two. Leave that option open, even if it means that, like, I can't really benefit from a triplet in there. Well, okay, well now I gotta cut one, so I guess I'll cut the two. I can hope for 7 Mon, or, you know, that also works. Have a nice little Ryoncon here. Unfortunately, my Sanchoku dream earlier is dead now. Because, like, if I just pick up the Forso, which is what I would need, because, like, this isn't going to be a 5, 6, 7 with this Ryoncon. If I pick up the Forso here, I'm just calling Riichi. Let's see. I do have that. Actually, all 4 Wanso are out, so I'm just gonna call this. Wait, I'm Furryton. I'm so dumb. I'm stupid. Ugh. Ugh. I was even just looking at the Wanso. I was just paying more attention to the other Wansos. It's alright. I'll draw 4 myself. It's easy. It's easy. I think I'm hitting the point where my brain is just, like, too fogged up for Mahjong. I got 2 Sohas out for... Oh, shit, you're right. Fuck. Yep. Oh, well, hang on. Here we go. Avoided. Oh. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it so hard. Surely somebody wants to drop Dora in the last 4 tiles. I think, unfortunately, this is probably gotta be my last match. We got a while until it ends. Nobody wants that. No, 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 no. Stop. You don't want that. Unroam that. Under the River Nomi. You know what? Fuck it. Have it. Hell yeah. I respect the fuck out of that. Under the River Nomi is sick. That's incredible. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, that's what happened. But, like, it's still sick. You know they gotta be popping off for their 1 on hand. Okay, so this hand... Yeah, especially now that I have that, this hand could definitely become Danyao. Like, I could pick up something around here, discard this 9. It would unfortunately mean dropping Dora. Which would be fine, because really, I would only hope to have this as a pair. Yeah, this hand's... it's looking pretty solid. If I pick up an 8-pin, then we give up the Tanyao Dream, drop this 5, but, like, I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with Riichi Dora. How do I feel here? Do I just cut the 9? I just cut the 9, yeah. Also, yeah, with these out now, of course, like, this is just being held on for safety. So really, I definitely should have dropped it there rather than the 9 pin. Kept the 9 for the possible 8. I just cut the white dragon. Yeah. And then I look at cutting one of these 2 groups next, though. Well, I really don't want to cut this one. One of these 2 groups next. Okay. There we go. Give me 6 mon. Give me 6 mon and I can drop this. I'm still dropping it. I'm still reaching too, right? Like, it can upgrade with the 4 or 8, but on 8 it's for a 10. I'm just reaching. So, Reach, Tanya, Dora. It's something. It's a pretty decent-ish hand. It is enough to put me into second. At least depending on who I hit it off of. Yippee! Ura! Thank you, Ura. I love you, Uradora. Uradora's gotta be like my favorite part of Mahjong, like honestly. It's fun to just gamble on the reveal. I'm not too thrilled with this hand. I would really love an east or a south, but like... yeah, I think because of that I'm cutting the 8 here. I think without the ability to call tiles, this hand looks too slow. Unless I just happen to get very lucky with the 3 pin and 3 so. Also, thank you, Argabla. What am I doing? Just discard these at this point. Yeah, my brain is too fried. I'm paying 0 attention to what anyone else is doing. This is not good. Yeah, what I'm really hoping for here is a 3 pin, a 1 pin, a 7 mon. And then I'm hoping to build off of this or these. I guess a 6 mon works similarly, and then just drop this. You know, of course, I'm also looking at the small Sanshoku chance. Because there is a 2 and 3 here. There is a 1 and 2 here. There's a 1, 2, 3 here. I don't like... I think I'd rather just keep this hand closed. Four, five, 7... I'm cutting it too. I'm not gonna worry about the Sanshoku here. Look to possibly build off this, because that's gonna be a little bit more likely than 2. I think that this is likely either to work with the 5, or I can pick up an 8. Especially now that I have that, I'm just gonna drop this. I am Ishanten. If I could pick up a 6-mon, can at least have a nice double pair weight. Five. Yeah, okay. You've convinced me. No! Damn. That's messed up. That's messed up. I trusted that 5. For no real reason, because, like, frankly, I was paying 0 attention to my opponents when I absolutely should have been paying attention to them. But man, I was just starting to think that actually this hand could finish. Just discard this guy. This hand's... I would love a 4-mon, obviously. Obviously. My groups here aren't looking bad. It could definitely become Tanyao, and I could drop these. There is a 3/4/5 Sanshoku. I can't resist gambling on it. I can't resist gambling on it. I gotta. For that to come out immediately after me saying it, surely that means it's destined to happen. This is bad advice. do not pay any attention to what I'm saying. My brain is dead, and I'm just pushing funny buttons at this point. But there is still the possibility that this becomes Tanyao, and I can just drop these. I'll poem. Even if I end up with, like, a 6 over here, then this can still end up as Tanyao. I can still just wait on the... Well, it'll be the last 2, so... But I can pick up, like, any other tile like that. Well, but I've already dropped it, and it's still cut. That doesn't help at all. Oh, I'm losing it, y'all. I thought I had the brain for Mahjong today, and we are learning very... Well, I say very quickly. This is game 3, but, like, that's still very quick for me. But we're learning that I do not, in fact, have the brain for Mahjong. Okay, we gotta cut this. Alternatively, I could have just kept the Tenpai and hoped for fucking Rinshan. I gotta get rid of this too. I gotta pick up like any other... I mean, I will take that. Come on, the door just passed. Surely you want to drop another. Surely you want to drop another. It's safe. I gotta lock the fuck in. This is bad. Ugh. How do I feel about that? Yadora too. Yeah, I'm cutting it for the efficiency. I don't think another 3-mon is going to come out. It would have been very nice, but like, I just do not see that happening. Oh. So it goes. Okay. For me to be losing it this fucking badly and still have, like, a pretty average score, I'm glad about that. And I am starting to lock in again a little bit more. Oh, this could be Chanta. I don't like Chanta. I really don't like Chanta, like, at all. It's miserable. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna assume we're gonna draw Yakuhai. I do like having the completed 1, 2, 3s. Okay, there we go. There's Yakuhai. I'll cut this. This still can be Chanta. And it won't be the worst Chanta, probably, because I already have 2 completed groups rather than having to take everything from Cheese. Yeah, if I can get Chanta Chun, that's fine. That's acceptable. You're discarding over there, Monk. Okay. They had to think a lot about that, which they hadn't dropped a Sotal before that. Let's see, hang on. First off, what do I drop here? Do I just drop the 6-0 at this point? I don't really need to force that. I'm just gonna drop a Yakuhai. I think that's fine. Okay. There we go. Now I can drop this. It's gonna suck eventually having to drop the East Wind. In fact, I probably should have just dropped it on the last discard. So I think I'd have to just drop this here instead of the South. Because it's only gonna get more dangerous. Somebody probably has a pair. Yeah, okay. I don't really like the South either, though. Okay, that's fine. Who wants this? That's fine. Pulling, not rolling. I'm good with that. Give me an 8-mon. Give me one of the last 2 8-mon. No! The one time I believe in Chanta. Never believing in Chanta again. Ever, for as long as I live. As in, like, for the next week. Not a fan of the groups here. Like, this is great. And this is alright. Everything else here? Okay. I'm only missing a 2, 3, and a 7 for a pure straight here. I don't like missing both the 2 and the 3. If it were just one of them, then I could call on the other, and that would be fine. So I don't think that the Itsu is too likely to come out. But it could. Now, 2 tuner cut. I should have paid attention to that a minute ago, but I'll pay attention to it now. I'm at least paying a little more attention to my opponent's discards now, unlike 5 minutes ago. Which is a good sign. That is Yakuhai. No. I don't think this hand is going for Honitsu. I think that I would definitely want another group at the very least in order to feel comfortable going for that. Like, even if I had another one so, then I could consider it, because, like, this could be 2 groups. I'm absolutely calling phone on that. But without it, I'm good with just non-Nomi. Well, should I be? Because this is South 3. Man, now you got me thinking. I think I'd rather just... Yeah, I guess I just gotta go with the 2 Han hand here. Nandora, and hope for more value in all last. Unless I happen to pick up a 2 or a 3 so. Then I could be looking at Itsu. But we're cutting that chance here. Because I'm not cutting either of these. Well, first I'll cut Suji to the 6, and also it's just Gambutsu because of the Toyman. Yeah, well, come on in. Happy to see ya. Oh, not a fan of the dealer Mangan. It is also putting SL real close here. We could see this game end in South 3. Let's see. What I would really like would be a Mangan somehow, just to be able to pass Rio. Or even 3 Han as long as it's direct. And has enough Fu with it. God, I wish I got Tenho. One day I'll have Tenho. It's a 1 in 300,000 chance, and I have played a ton of Mahjong, but I don't think I've quite played 300,000 hands. I wish I played IRL Zhong. I have my set, but I have nobody to play with. My roommates have no interest. People in the area seem to have no interest. Well, okay, never mind. I did find one person very recently. And it has now gotten its friends. It's now trying to get its friends into Mahjong. So I might, maybe, finally have something IRL soon. I do play a lot on Auto Table with my friends, which it's definitely different than playing IRL, but it is similar enough. Obviously, you lose the fun part, which is like the nice tactile sensations of the tiles. But hey, you still have to do everything yourself, which is fun. 50-50 between IRL and online. That's great. That's extremely good. Hell yeah. This hand might be going for Honitsu. I would definitely want something more with it. But, like, we could try. Let's see. 1-8 is out. No 2. No, 1-2 is out. So I would need the last one of both of those. That's not looking great. Also, thank you, Abyss, for the follow. Jung's going alright. First couple games were good, and I have started to lose my focus here, so I'm suffering a little bit from it, but not too much. Like, this is still... I'm not in last. I'm starting to lock in more again. A little. Okay, let's see. First, I just drop this. I would absolutely love another 6-mon. I guess it actually doesn't much matter whether I get the 6 or the north, because the north is Yakuhai. No! I was just about to say, like, this could be the hand that finally puts me past Rio. That's fine. Next hand. Next hand is the one that puts me past Rio. This is the one I get Tenho. Any second now. Tenho real. Okay, Tenho not real. But like... well, no. It's like fine. I've played Mahjong for about 10 years now. Because I watched Akagi back in, I think, 2015. And at the time, I was immediately fascinated with the game, and I wrote so many notes on how to play from watching the show. The notes were all horrible. And unfortunately, it would still be a couple years before Mahjong Soul would actually come out and give us, like, an actually decent English translated client. So I didn't really play it online for a good while. Yeah, just drop the 2. Leave ourselves with more Yakuhai possibility here. This also, again, now we are looking at Honitsu again, possibly. I would love to find something else around this 7 in order to do that. You got into it from Saki? Hell yeah, that's sick. I started with Riichi. Since then, like, I've started playing a little bit of Hong Kong on a Hong Kong app, and I played Chinese Mahjong once. It was alright. I think I also fucked around with Taiwanese Mahjong on Akatsuki Mahjong. But yeah, mostly it's just been Riichi. I think if I want a chance to beat Rio here, I need some value. I'm gonna go Honitsu. And I really also want to hope that I can pick up the Chun. Thank you for the Ifeiko. Ifeiko, my favorite definitely real Yaku. No. Well, actually, no, that's fine. Please be big enough to knock them below me. No, Tanya, no me! Ah, that's fine, though. That's fine, though. At least makes it easier to get past them. Grew up on Hong Kong, Mahjong, and frequently playing Hong Kong more frequently, like a year ago. Hell yeah. Like, any type of Mahjong is great. I mostly play Riichi, but like, Hong Kong Mahjong also fucks. Both are solid. To grow up with that would be... That sounds great. Let's see, what is this hand gonna be? Do I think I can reach you with this hand? I might be able to. Oh yeah, okay. So if Fortune comes out, I don't call it immediately. I do also have to worry, though, about... Well, hang on, because let's see. If I pick up a Riichi, Chun, Dora... If I hit Uradora, or even with 3 Han... that might be enough food to knock out SL if they deal in. Without passing Rio. I would simply hope that I hit Ura and can pass Rio. Yeah, and we're doing this. Alright, who wants to deal in? God, I wish I got Ipatsu. Oh, how is Vietnamese Mahjong, by the way? Because, like, that's one of those that, like, I've heard very little about. No! God damn it, Monk! Can you stop? No! Wait, suited Joker. Oh, okay. So, like, it could be any number in the suit, presumably? Again, at least I'm not last. That's all I'm hoping for right now. Or that's, like, all I guess I'm thankful for right now. But, like, man... I want to pass Rio. I want to get second. Monzu Joker, Pinzu Joker, and Dragons. Hell yeah. That actually sounds kind of nice. Yeah, even though I mostly just play Riichi, anytime I have the opportunity to learn a new form of Mahjong, I'm always happy to. Like, Mahjong in general is just cool, so... all variants are rad. No. I mean, I was looking at the small possibility of like a 2-3-4 Sanshoku. That's or like a 1-2-3 Sanshoku. I think that's dumb. I think the 2-3-4 first off is just more likely. There's no reason to really keep that 1 when I also have this 4, just for efficiency reasons. I just can't stop myself from I can't stop my Sanshoku brain from activating. For Han minimum, that makes sense. That's like Hong Kong Mahjong in that respect then. I mean, just having the Han limit, not necessarily the same amount. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier, but like, I used to never see the Sanshoku anywhere, and then I trained myself to look for it, and now I will never not see it, regardless of whether it actually exists or not. Like, even here, I'm still looking at like, okay, this could be a 2-3-4. This is a 2-3-4. I have a 4 here. I can just drop this 5 and maybe go for Sanshoku if I pick up a 2. It would be extremely dumb. Well, okay, you know... now that I have this, it's a little bit more possible. Only a little. Only a little tiny bit more possible. It's not happening. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Do I cut the red 5 for the Sanshoku? For the possible Sanshoku? Because, like, this could just end up as a pair. I think for now, I'm cutting this. I'm going to leave myself the opportunity to get the 6-so here. If I pick up a 3, that's great. And then I would absolutely cut this 5 for the Sanshoku. And yeah, no, absolutely. The shape of this hand is great. It's just like, I was just talking about how like the Sanshoku didn't exist, and now I have to consider like, do I cut the 5 for Sanshoku? Because now it feels dumb now that I've talked about it. But like now I actually have the chance. Okay. I think we say fuck it and not do that to but the possible fray 10 though. I'm gambling. I'm gambling a little bit, just a tiny bit, just the tiniest bit. Like I'm giving up Pinfu, kind of, for the chance of Sanshoku. It could still be Pinfu if I pick up a 3. Oh, and that would have been it. That would have been Pinfu. I also have not been paying any attention to my opponents this round, which I absolutely should be paying attention to them. Okay, well, that's not great. That's not fantastic. Don't like it. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. I could look at... I'm gonna cut this. It's Tsuji to this. The 8 looks safe enough to me. It's close to these 9s. It's Tsuji to the 5, though that's not ideal because that's what they Riichi'd on. I don't like the possible fray 10 here. It was just a quick decision because my timer was yelling at me. I cut half Tsuji before I cut the 8. I don't really trust the possible Tsuji trap Riichi. Okay, well, I definitely don't Riichi that. Not with 5 tiles left. Not when I'm in fray 10. God, I wish. I wish I could call that. I think I just gotta cut this. Okay. The gamble paid off. It sucks that these two both dropped 6. Oh, I would have loved to have called it, but that's fine. Yeah, a lot of people just don't really look at Tsuji, but I think in Gold Room, most everyone does. I think. It's like a decent-ish Tanyao. Well, or, you know, Chun. Let's be real, effectively the same thing. Easy 1-Han hand. Well, easy 1-Han Yaku, plus whatever else I can get. I really hope I can keep this. But that's not looking great. There is a lot of terminology that still, like, I get mixed up. Like, I've definitely heard the term Kabe a lot, but I don't remember what Kabe is. So I don't know if I read Kabe or not. So what is that? Is that like watching whether a tile is Tsumogiri or from their hand? All 4 of 1 tile. Oh, okay, okay. I'm definitely worse at that than I used to be. But I try to pay attention to it. Trying to figure out how this hand is going to progress here. Because it might involve cutting these. Or more realistically, you know, one of these 2 groups here. But I could also, if I pick up a 6-pin, I could just cut Chun. I do hope somebody drops it soon, though. Or alternatively, you know... Okay, well, hang on. Hang on. Now we gotta lock in. I'm gonna drop this 7. Because I have plenty of groups. I don't need to worry about this necessarily as a 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. If I get Chun, then obviously I just leave these as a pair and I cut one of each of these. If I don't, then if I get something around here instead, like a 2 or a 5, then I can cut these. Now that's interesting. I don't actually think I take that. Yeah, we cut Chun. So, Riichi, Tanya, Pinfu, 3 Dora, possible Ipeko. This could be Baimon with Ura. Let's see. How are the 2s and 5s looking? 1, 2, 1, 5, plus the 2 I already have. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll keep my Chun for a little safety for a second. Drop the more dangerous 7. This does have potential to pass Rio here, who's been ahead of me since the very start of the game. And I also gotta be real. I don't think I deserve to pass Rio here. Just before you two join, Violinist and Abyss, I was so fucking out of it. I was not paying attention to anything. I was just throwing tiles, man. I wasn't paying any attention. So, it was miserable for like 3 rounds in a row right before y'all join. Let's go! Come on. Come on, 1 Ura. 1 Ura for Baimon. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Oh, that feels great. Oh. Do I feel like doing one more? I think I'm gonna do one more, but first I'm gonna be right back because I gotta go pee real quick. So give me 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. Let's do one more. Congrats by the way on getting to Expert 1. Hell yeah. Probably took me... I was already playing Riichi at that point anyway, but just a little bit before Mahjong Soul came out. Let's see. How long would it have taken for me to hit Expert? I think it was like a 1.5 years, 2 years? Something like that? No, it was probably like 2 years. Maybe even longer. Let's see. This hand does not really inspire much confidence in me. I do like that the 8-so is Dora because, of course, I got some groups that can use that. I don't really have ideal shapes outside of, like, the 6-6-7. 2-4-6 is solid. Cut this one. We're not going to go for Honitsu here. I think this one pin is likely to go soon as well. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. 6-7. Welcome in, Riichi Chess. How you doing? Let's see. Chuna's out as well, so I can absolutely cut that. And then I think the one pin goes. Yo, nice. Hell yeah. Congrats. Working your way up to expert. Wait, expert then master, then you're coming for me? That's wild because I'm only expert right now. Let's see. What am I cutting here? Do I just cut the 3-so? I think I just cut the 3-so. Yeah. I'm trying to get back into Jade. We just cut the 8-9. But yeah, so far it's been going well. Like, I took a big break from playing on Mahjong Soul for a good while, and I stopped that right here. I was doing a lot of back and forth. And then I immediately had an 11 streak of games that were either firsts or seconds. My luck hasn't been quite that good since, but like, this has still been solid. We're getting there. 300 points left. 5, 6, 7, that's great. We can cut one of these. Cut that. I do definitely have a lot of cool cats. It's ridiculous how many of my first places have been cool cats lately. Also, Violence, I'm not sure if you were asking me or Riichi Chess. I'm guessing you're asking me. But I do play on Riichi City as well. In fact, mostly I play there. I've mostly just been playing on Mahjong Soul for streams. Just while I'm trying to get back up to Jade Room. I really don't like this, because this is absolutely reading like a flush to me. I'm gonna cut this 4. I really don't trust pen tiles. We have 2 5-pin out. Okay, well... we can go Tanya. Let's go Tanya. I prefer Riichi City over Mahjong Soul for the most part, just because of the, well, I play a lot of friendlies, and I play in a lot of tournaments, and the extra rule customization that has is great. I love playing with Open Riichi. I love playing with all the extra local Yaku. I love playing with Big Homba. And you can't really do these things in Mahjong Soul. Like, the only thing there is really, or the only thing here as far as those go is it has some local Yaku, like 5. It absolutely should be Beef McMeat. Welcome in. Yeah, we just call this. This is dangerous, but we're doing it. Half Suji never deals in. Big Homba's great. So, okay, normally on a dealer repeat, you get an extra 300 points, 100 per player. Ooh, double rolling. 100 points per player. Well, per opponent. Which is nothing. You know, 300 points is nothing. With Big Homba, I usually play with 1500 for a dealer repeat. But yeah, so I like that. And then also, like, Unfortunately, my computer has a big issue with sometimes when I'm loading into a Mahjong Soul match, my game just like stops loading partway through and it still acts like it's loading. And that's kind of not ideal because then everyone else is loaded in and they're playing the game and I'm just sitting there like, oh, I wonder if everyone else is loaded yet. And then I realized like a minute and a half later, like, oh, okay, yeah, I got the bug. I got to restart. And then I missed like 10 turns, possibly deal in. It's miserable. But that's just a bug on my end, I think. I don't think that's a very common one. Drop this. What is this hand gonna be? Possible Ipeko, if I can manage to keep the hand closed, and these groups are looking solid. I'm really mostly just looking for a pair in these four, and there we go, that's a pair. Could turn it into a triplet, because it's Yakuhai, obviously. Head bump is fun. Head bump is fun. Head bump is also miserable if you would also be able to join a double roan and you're the one head bumped. But like, that's part of the fun of it. Keep the safe for 8, because really I think that either of these are just gonna go. I guess I could have kept the 5 for the small cheat toy chance. Because it was more likely for that to come out again. And keep the north here. I've never played Tsuji, no. No, I haven't. We don't pawn. We're hoping to keep this hand closed. We're hoping for another 5-mon, really. That's also not bad. Because now I could pawn on these, get a sequence around here. Or no, pawn these, drop this. Also, let's actually pay attention here to this Riichi. I'm just cutting Genbutsu. I'm not gonna think further than that. I'm not gonna open up my hand here. 7-pin. How do I feel about 7-pin versus 3-pin? I'm trusting long Tsuji. My favorite kind of Tsuji, forever. That will never lead you astray in any situation. So, okay. This 9, right? Half Tsuji to that would be a 6. But then if you decide to look at the Tsuji to the half Tsuji, that's long Tsuji. Which would be the 3-pin in this case. It's a meme. They're two very unrelated tiles. Do not trust long Tsuji. I'm liking the shapes here. Yeah, okay. I'm willing to cut Yakuhai here. If I can find something around this, if I can find something around this 8 or this 5. How willing am I to cut Dora? Not yet. I'm not willing to cut that. I don't know if it's Itsu time. It might be Itsu time. I can hope that it's Itsu time. Okay, I don't think it's Itsu time because we don't have the groups for that. Or we don't have the, we have too many groups for that. Unless I were to, like, cut this 7, 8, 9. Or just leave these as a pair and cut these. then it could maybe be Itsu time. Which, like, yeah, that's possible. I could do that, but that's giving up the possibility of 2 more Han just from getting a 3rd Red Dragon. When instead, right now, I'm Ishan 10. And I can just cut this. Yeah. Okay. Easy 4 Han hand. Yeah, Itsu is the pure straight. It's the 1 through 9. So a 1, 2, 3, a 4, 5, 6, and a 7, 8, 9 in the same suit. I'm also just realizing I haven't checked their Dama rates yet. I usually try to do that at the start of the game. 15%. This person is very likely to call some Dama. Which usually is the master players. I gotta look at these 2 next round. Yeah, I'm very happy with this outfit. She's, or with this character, really. She's, like, one of my favorite characters in this. But let's see. Which is why I'm using her. Also, dang, 20% Dama. Okay. So we really got to keep an eye out for Dama Lords here. Even 10% over here is still a decent bit compared to what I'm used to seeing. I mean, the good news, at least for, like, the skins, is every character really has 2 of them. If you are playing the events, you do end up with a lot of gifts. Of course, that's if you're playing the events. And then usually that should be enough to, like, well, if you do a couple of events, then that should be enough to, like, bond with a character. So, like, you get 2 chances at a good outfit, really. For me, I think I worry a little bit more about emotes. Do I get 4-pin here? You know what? I don't really respect dropping 4-pin here. It feels wrong. Like, I am definitely... It would move me closer to Tenpai if I dropped 4-pin. But I feel like this shape is too versatile, where the 3-5 isn't. But yeah, here are the emotes for this character. I think she has some, like... She has some that I like. Like, I like this one. And I use this one a lot. I also like her Bond ones as well, but... Some of the others, I don't know. She has, like, some mid emotes. How do I feel about the Riichi? Drop Hatsuji first. No, I should have dropped 4-pin there. 4-pin is Genbutsu. Still leaves me with the 5-7. What do I do here? I'm just cutting Genbutsu. I honestly might just fold and drop these. I don't really like the idea of calling just to... Well, yeah, I'm not calling there. I'm not calling there. Not just yet. It would put me into Tenpai. It would be a bad single weight Tenpai. God damn it, that's the last 7. Fuck it. We're doing it. Long Suji. I don't even have a Yaku. Why am I doing this? What am I doing? You know what? I do have a Yaku. I have Rinshan. I can just draw the last West Wind and Rinshan the 5. God, I can't let myself get as locked out as I got last game. I can't do that again. I have to lock the fuck back in now. Let's see. I like my So shapes. My Montiles are also great. Obviously, that's not great, but like, yeah, no, this hand is solid. This hand's great. This hand's fantastic. I think 2 So goes. And then we're going to see whether the 4 or 5 discards. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll cut this, and I'll go for the 3-6 shape. I think that's perfectly fine. With these 2 discards, my opponents are going to look at those as if they're very safe, I would imagine. Oh, that's tempting. That's tempting. I'm going to cut the 5. I probably should have cut the 3 instead. That probably would have been a little bit better. But that's okay. It's still a very solid shape. Always love a Ryoncon. Tenho Daisongan. I'm holding you to that. I'm gonna get it next round. You gotta manifest it though. You gotta manifest it like real hard. Surely Schloff over here is gonna drop a 6-mon for me. I don't like the Riichi. Because I'm gonna have to drop one of these to hit Tenpai. And they're both dangerous. I don't like dropping Dora here. Honestly, I'm in first. The only way I lose first, well, I shouldn't say the only way. The scores are still pretty close. But like, I don't want to deal in. That's just asking for trouble. I mean, honestly, Riichi Chess, Riichi City has some great stuff on just the terminology. Like, you can look all that up very easily there. There's also the Riichi Wiki, which has all of it in a little terminology section. How do I feel about 3-pin? How do I feel about any of this? I think 7 So is a little... Well, at this point, it's at least Tsuji. God damn it. Never trust regular Tsuji. Only ever trust long Tsuji and half Tsuji. Regular Tsuji betrays you. Oh, Tenho Daisongen. You lied. You lied, violinist. Surely it's coming next round, though. It's easy to make that mistake. That hand could have been a lot worse, though. Dealing Endora is always terrifying, but, like... I'm still at 20,000, you know? I'm not at, like, 10,000. It could have been a lot worse. There's a chance that this hand can end up with an Itsu. A very small chance, but a chance. There's a... Well, okay. Now there's a little bit more of a chance. Now I'll cut this 6. I was going to say there's also the chance of a Pinfu, if I could pick up a 2 So or an 8 So. I will say that, like, the family-friendly mode in Riichi City, it's... I mean, like, it works. I just, like, wish that you could also see your own, like, Bond outfits and stuff. I always think that that's a bit of a joke. What if I just cut the 3? What if I just cut the 3? It means this likely won't be Pinfu. But I could possibly get a triplet of the Dora. I can hope. Alright, now I'm cutting the 8s. Because that's looking very safe over here. Suji to their very early 5. It's right next to these 9s. With 3 2s out, it's going to be unlikely. Well, yeah, now it's just Genbutsu. I was going to say it's going to be unlikely they're waiting on the 1. Also, if I pick up a 6-pin, this can end up as a Tanyao. Turn off calls for right this second. Just cut that first. 9-so is Genbutsu, which is why I was thinking a little bit more on it, but like, the North is not gonna deal in. Let's be real. This player is starting to get out of control. We gotta kill them. We gotta take all their blood. All of their delicious Mahjong blood. Okay. I am just cutting this. This isn't going to be a half flush. This isn't going to be an Itsu. I'll leave this 4-7 to build off of because it's just fantastic being able to build off of anything that's a Mon tile outside of the 1 Mon. There is a chance as well, if I build off of these, I could technically drop these and have Tanyao. Or, sorry, have Pinfu, I mean, not Tanyao. It wouldn't really matter, though, to go Pinfu. Not if I pick up the South anyway, because the, same value. Yeah, I'll just call that, absolutely. I'm sure South will come out. At worst, this is 1 Han, probably 2 Han. Hoping for Uradora, hoping for 3 Han. Ooh, you want to deal the South so badly. You want to deal it so, but that's not it. No. Well, actually, yeah, it is. I forgot I was also waiting on another tile. Still, it's not the South. Damn it, Riichi no me. That's fine. That's fine, I guess. It's like okay, I guess. It's like acceptable. I really wanted the South. And Ura. It's a fine hand. I wish it was worth more value here, but this hand is at least fast. If I really wanted to be a sicko, I could also try to add Honitsu to this and just drop all these, but I don't think that's happening. I think we just gotta cut this. As always, I'm looking way too far at Sanshoku, and I'm seeing this 2 and 4, and I'm seeing this 2 and 4, and I'm seeing this 3, and I'm just like, yeah, 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku, definitely doable here. I wish. No, Violinist, it's gonna happen in the next match. You promised it, it's gonna happen. It's fine that it's a little delayed. Kind of wish I didn't cut that extra 8 now, but you know... Yeah, I'm still cutting it because I cut that extra 8 up before. Probably not the most efficient, but frankly, my brain is a little fried right this second. Did I cut this 2-4? I think I just cut this 2-4. Yeah. We just cut this 2-4. Hope to build off the 4. But if not, that's also perfectly fine. I can go Hatsudora. Acceptable to Han Hand. They're Colin tiles. So they probably also have fast hands. Which means I would like to call tiles too. Surely they'll drop Hatsu for me. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Thank you. Okay. Now... I leave myself... I'll leave the Seiji trap. I was also thinking about... Okay, hell yeah. I was also thinking that if I cut the 2, then it's just easier to build off of the other way around. But then I think I would just be risking Furry 10 because I've dropped the 7 and the 8, so... Okay. Okay, solid hand. Happy with this. This one, there is a world where I can consider a Honitsu. It's really, like, just if I draw a white dragon, or maybe a 5 or an 8 mon. Because I really don't want to cut this Ryeonmin here. Oh, that's also nice. We're cutting white dragon. I don't think the Honitsu's happening. I don't think the half flush is here. Honestly, I probably should have just cut a red 5 there. Well, this is why. I'm doing it now. It's unfortunate, but so it goes. Yeah, I'm fine with any hand that just, like, puts me past Curious here. This round is not going to be very valuable for me. I just want to be able to get a tiny bit of value to get into second, and then also to be able to extend my dealership so that way I can have a better hand next round, hopefully. That was Dora. I shouldn't have dropped that. I should have dropped this 3. Oh well. It's dropped now. Drop this. And yeah, Kabe is just like looking to see like what all other tiles have been, like checking to see if a lot of another tile around something has been cut. So like if the last 8 comes out, then you could look at that like, okay, people, if they can't have like a 7, 8, 9, you know, because the 8s would be out. They won't have tiles around these, or they won't have tiles involving these 8s. Of course, right now in this actual game state, somebody could have the last 8, but in the fictional world of my mind, do I want to be greedy? I don't think so. I don't think I want to be greedy here. Again, we're just trying to get this to, we're just trying to pass Curious here. And we're just trying to be able to extend our dealer rounds so that way we can get a better hand next time. I think that trying to keep the 9 is a little too greedy when I'm already in Tenpai. All right. So we're in second. Not by much, but we are in second. Yeah, Violinist has explained that much better. I was absolutely tripping over my words way too hard when I was explaining just a second ago. Let's see. definitely cut this. It's another hand that's not very valuable. I would love to pick up a Tumon around here because that's Dora. No. Don't get greedy. The Daisongin's not happening. Just cut the dragons. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm glad I didn't cut green. We can absolutely call this. This hand could be a Toy Toy. We can go for triplets here. Which also means... Well, no, never mind. Well, we could look at Honitsu instead of Toy Toy. Or now if we pick up another 5-pin, then we could look at the combination of both. But that's like strictly on a 5-pin. Yeah, it's not happening. We are getting Toy Toy though. So 3 or 4 Han. This hand is much better and can absolutely put us into first. If the white dragon comes out. Or alternatively, just if Toyman deals the 4. But no, there we go. That's going to put us in first. Oh. The World Riichi map, that's like the list of all the clubs around the world, right? Because, like, I have looked at that. I've looked at that a lot because, God, I keep hoping that, like, something eventually pops up around where I am. I'm equidistant to, like, 5 different clubs that are all multiple hours away, and it sucks. I've also thought about, like, maybe organizing one at some point myself, but I am not very organizational minded. I think there would be some issues there. How do I feel here? I think I cut these. I think that trying to cut this 1 and 2, even though it's like an awkward wait going for the 3. Oh, god damn it. It's more awkward to have 3 pairs. Unfortunately, I would have had that immediately, but hey, that's just the tile wall. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm a different kind of beast. I'm waiting on the 3. I like the vibes more. That's why! If anyone looks for Suji over here, they can deal in. Or not Suji. If anyone looks for Genbutsu over here, not Suji. I like my single weights, frankly. And I didn't like that there was only one so left. I feel like the 6 so is bad to wait on as well. The 3 is just more likely to come out in that case. Yeah, than the 6 anyway. We gotta. We simply gotta. It's definitely not book to go for the single weight, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure almost anything would disagree with me in this weight, but I believe it. That's why! Let's go! Does that kill Sloth? No. It does not. I really was hoping for some Ura. Okay. I like a lot of these groups. Cut that. Schlav is just losing it over there. Who could blame them? I would like to find another middle tile to be able to build off of. And then this could be Tanyao. Because I definitely need one more group to feel comfortable with that. I could also, you know, just hope for Yakuhai with 3 of those. This could be a 2, 3, 4, and a 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Kami-cha is losing it. And I have played on Tenho, but not in ages. So I've only very recently had to make a new account because I lost my previous one from not being active. The 7 is looking pretty bad. 3 8s out here, 2 6s out here. Well, of course, now I just drew an 8 myself, so I guess I take back what I was just saying. Still, I don't like the furry 10 chance that comes with it. Yeah, Homba number 5. Oh, never mind. You got me looking up here immediately. I wish this was Homba 5. I can push us into Homba 5. No! I shouldn't have opened my mouth. The Chanta. Ruined by Chanta. That's alright, we're still winning. Hell yeah. Sleepless. I'm definitely losing my focus, so I think this absolutely has to be the last one. I know I said that in the last match too, when I was, well, like, fucking losing it entirely. But no, I think this absolutely has to be my last game. Like, let's see. This could be Pinfu if I can, well, now that I have that, it's a little bit less likely. Still, I could build off of this 5. This could be Tanyao. This could be Pinfu. I do like the Tanyao chance more now that I have this. Or I can get that. That also works. I'll cut a 5 here. I'm gonna cut this. We are Ishanten with Chitoi here. I don't like it. And so I'm gonna call this because, like, Chitoi fucking sucks to go for. Yeah, and we are still Ishanten. Just a much better Ishanten now that doesn't require us to get one of 3 very specific tiles. Yeah, take care, violinist. Also, by the way, I don't know if you've already left, but at the end of the month, on the 29th and 30th, I am going to be hosting a 2v2 tournament in my Discord server, which is down just below the stream, if you or anyone else watching is interested. 2v2 is a format that, like, I don't see enough, and it is incredibly fun, so I am looking forward to that. But yeah, absolutely, we can play some friendly sometime if you would want. Okay, we pawn this, we take Tenpai, we take the 2-5. We have a small 2-Han hand. Baby hands win games. And now is the time to prove that, despite the fact that, like, hardly any pin tiles have been dropped. Surely. They're gonna drop more, though. Like, right now. Also, thank you, Glow in the Darn. Thank you for the follow. Oh, there we go. That's game. Oh, we are so close. We are so close to getting back to Master. Because let's see, where would this put us? At 113, we are, I want to say 300 points away? Or is it even less than that? Probably like 200 something. Oh, 180. 180 left until we hit Master again. So, probably the next time that I stream, I'm gonna hit Master is gonna be my guess. At least if I keep playing like I have been lately. We are so close. Anyway, though, that's gonna do it for today. Thank you all for watching. Let me find someone to raid real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Who is streaming Mahjong? Sadly, nobody that I know. But you know what? Let's raid this person. Let's raid Rose Master. Oh, probably just Rose Master. Actually, I didn't mean to click that. Alright. Slash raid. Rose Master. Alright. Thank you all again for joining. Probably do this again maybe Monday? Maybe Wednesday? I don't know. Sometime next week, probably. But take care. Have a good rest of your, or have a good weekend. Goodbye.